Ren Gailan's Wu Zhangji official declaration, the courageous woman Zheng Fei, the subsequent female lead isn't Yuan Bingyan. Subsequent to encountering the legend as no holy person, Liu Yunlong left the job, and the show's staff said that they prescribed or self-prescribed to play the champion, the calls detonated, and that the subsequent female lead would be played by Yuan Bingyan. Ren Gailan's Wu Zhangji at last authority declaration. Seeing this setup, it tends to be known as no joking matter and a major creation. The female lead is Zheng Fei, the subsequent female lead is Zhu Zudin, and different entertainers incorporate Yuan Yecheng, who was once known as the Four Wonders toward the apocalypse. Furthermore, strong entertainers, for example, Zhang Xin, Han Dong, and Zhu Zhenting will likewise join. Since the first champion of this show is Liu Yunlong, everybody will automatically contrast Zheng Fei and Liu Yunlong. Zheng Fei and Liu Yunlong are both sweet young ladies, and their acting abilities are additionally great. After the strife of Liu Yunlong's renunciation, everybody additionally realizes that the champion is only a peripheral job, and both the job and the features are with the male lead. Thusly, Zheng Fei ought to be the most ideal decision for the show after cautious thought. It was additionally supposed that Yuan Bingyan would play the subsequent female lead. With regards to Yuan Bingyan, many individuals feel sorry. She has buckled down in homegrown diversion for a long time. She has a work of art, stately and conspicuous appearance, a smooth figure, and a rich and new disposition. She is without a doubt a lovely landscape and outfit dramatizations. It's a pity that the TSALS episode made her pass up the person who was initially in the gathering and had a totally shocking appearance. Numerous dramatizations couldn't be communicated, and she was opposed by people in general after rehashed tests. At the point when it was accounted for that Yuan Bingyan would assume the subsequent female part in Wu Zhangji, many individuals who loved Yuan Bingyan were truly energized for some time, which implied that Yuan Bingyan, who they generally believed was blameless, could get back to the public eye. It's a pity that the authority declaration of Wu Zhangji said that the subsequent female isn't Yuan Bingyan, however Zhu Zudin, which additionally made Yuan Bingyan's fans experience the sensation of tumbling from the top to the base like a thrill ride. Obviously, regardless of who plays the courageous woman or supporting job, this Wu Zhangji is a main male show, and it primarily tells the development history of Wu Zhang, the child of ruler Zhou played by Ren Gailan. In this play, Lord Zhou changed his awful and rough picture and Fenshin Yanai, yet rather thought often about the ordinary citizens and had extraordinary love in his heart. As the child of Lord Zhou and Daji, Wu Zhang didn't grasp his dad's way of behaving right away and consistently resisted him. In the wake of experiencing a mishap, he needed to utilize the body of a captive to restore his spirit, and promised to utilize the collection of a Gao to resuscitate the previous brilliance. Wu Zhang is a person who is both great in malevolence. The book portrays him as shrewd and crafty, and he doesn't play a game of cards as per presence of mind in fight. Ren Gailan likewise needs to challenge from the honorable and rich successor to the regal family to the unassuming slave who requirements to eat, refuse, ask, and endeavor to get by. Such a presentation with colossal difference is exceptionally intriguing. The first work of Wu Zhangji is brimming with energy, which causes individuals to feel the enthusiasm and battling soul of influencing the world and not respecting destiny. I accept that Ren Gailan, who has both fame and acting abilities, will introduce a spirit-mixing exemplary to everybody. 02. The hand-to-hand fighting show Legends is coming, with a strong setup drove by Cheng Yi, Zheng Yecheng and Liu Yunlong. Discussing entertainer Cheng Yi, he has been in lack of clarity for a long time since his presentation, until he became famous with Liu Li. From that point forward, his assets have soared, and he has sent off a few television shows a year, which can be portrayed as extremely useful, and every one of them featured as the male lead. Also, he didn't restrict himself, fearlessly tested various jobs in outfit dramatizations, fantasy shows, present-day dramatizations, and so forth. Sometime prior, Agar would like scraps and the primary concern featuring him were hits in a steady progression. These works with totally various styles likewise let everybody see his solidarity. Particularly in Agar would like pieces, Cheng Yi assumes the part of a triangle, and the eye scenes are extremely splendid, particularly Yuan Yi, whose style has changed definitely, making most of netizens call Filth Father is so cheeky. In the main concern, there are numerous old dramatizations, and Cheng Yi's exhibition isn't subpar. From Cheng Yi's plays, it tends to be seen that his acting abilities are turning out to be increasingly experienced, and his vision in picking scripts is additionally extremely high, which shows that he is likewise creating towards strength. What's more, next, Cheng Yi actually has numerous superb shows on the way, for example, Lotus House which was simply completed some time prior, and Legends which has quite recently uncovered its arrangement. As an ensemble show with areas of strength for a group, Lotus House has for quite some time been well known before it was communicated. Furthermore, this time we will discuss another combative techniques show, Legends by Cheng Yi. The play is adjusted from Sun Xiao's book Legends of a similar name. An old-style novel fictionalizes the historical backdrop of the Ming line. It takes the common fortification of Mingyangzong as the foundation and the rebuilding of the ruler as the stage. The courageous variety is serious areas of strength for especially. With regards to combative techniques shows, many individuals consider exemplary dramatizations, for example, number 1 on the planet in the Legend of Condor Legends. At the point when hand-to-hand fighting is referenced, what strikes a chord is the ridiculous tempests and complaints in the realm of combative techniques, which is exceptionally energizing. Be that as it may, lately, numerous combative techniques dramatizations featuring well-known entertainers have gotten average reactions, and their acting abilities are not good. Furthermore, the projecting of this Legends has additionally turned into the focal point of everybody's consideration. As of now, the featuring setup of the play has been uncovered, and Cheng Yi will play the male lead. Cheng Yi's job as the male lead this time is entirely a test. Already, a large portion of Cheng Yi's exhibitions were fantasy dramatizations. Xiangxia dramatizations and combative techniques shows have comparable topics, however various styles. The ridiculous scenes in the realm of combative techniques are more sensible, and the prerequisites for activity and execution are likewise extremely high, which is definitely not a little test for Cheng Yi. Cheng Yi this time is Zheng Yecheng, who was brought into the world in drama combative techniques. As a model laborer in media outlets, Zheng Yecheng appeared for a long time. His acting abilities have forever been remarkable, and his battling scenes are considerably really extraordinary. His decade of combative techniques abilities make his battling scenes as reasonable as streaming mists and streaming water, finished in one go. His abilities should be visible into urban communities of mirrors and different dramatizations. It is worth focusing on that as of late, Zheng Yecheng partook in the theatrical presentation Limitless Greatness version. His true demeanor and rational character are particularly well known. Numerous watchers have communicated that Zheng Yecheng ought to likewise be well known. In Legends this time, Liu Yun and Zheng Yecheng played by Cheng Yi will have many adversary scenes. The duel between the two male heroes is accepted to very invigorate. As a fantastic entertainer, you will not be restricted to a specific subject, but rather attempt strikingly. Liu Yunlong showed up in a combative techniques dramatization again after numerous years, which is sufficiently alluring. As a senior entertainer, his acting abilities are clear to all. Made numerous great screen characters, for example, Zheng Yecheng and Long Fei. All things considered, the title of adoptive parent of Spy Wars isn't unfilled. Furthermore, Liu Yunlong, who as the mark of the show isn't famous, will likewise assume a part in the play. Beforehand, she made numerous exemplary jobs, like the shrewd and unpredictable Wang Rong in The Legend of the Condor Legends, and Ximing, who played a visitor job in the Kanglinju. In Legends, Gu Kaiyingxi, played by Liu Yunlong, doesn't play many parts yet is brimming with characters. His personality is extreme and courageous. One of the inconsistencies in the play, this character has a ton to check out. As a hand-to-hand fighting show, the setup of goals of Legends is sufficiently attractive. There are both influential men and attractive people. I accept numerous watchers are now preparing and pausing. Anyway, what is your take of this show? 03. The whimsical phantom ruler, Guangjun, turned into a divine being in one fight. Zhou additionally plays Gu Xiong, who would rather not return to the world to watch the sun. The chief requested that you play the insane excellence, yet didn't request that you choose him from the book. However, Guangjun, who is wearing red and is sufficient to make a divine being, isn't Wen Kexing's best option. While getting ready for the recording of Shanling, the main possibility for Wen Kexing was Li Dakin, the entertainer who played Zutrama Center. However, before the shooting began, Li Dakin felt that he was thoughtless, and with his ongoing strength, he couldn't impeccably control the frenzy. He censured the magnificence Wen Kexing, so he proposed to leave. Guangjun, who came to talk with Zutrama Center, had for quite some time been excused on account of his conflicting demeanor, yet in the wake of being suggested by netizens and aficionados of the first work, the chief straightforwardly secured in Guangjun. Due to his honest and guiltless personality, he played the apparition lord who has recently come to the world as basically not excessively appropriate. Subsequent to seeing Guangjun, the chief was considerably more certain that this was Wen Kexing, also his intriguing immaturity, but rather trying to say that he had some control over it, and the different ensembles organized by the group were sufficient to demonstrate that Wen Kexing was, in all honesty, him. Albeit the looks are vivid and the blossoms are red and willows are green, Guangjun fits the garments excessively well, particularly the red dress for the Gigu representatives gathering. It's hard not to cause individuals to feel that this is the miscreant insane magnificence. Also, the most lamentable person in the play must be Wen Kexing's more youthful sister Ashiyang. Who might have felt that when Kexing, a young lady brought up by his little girl, would kick the bucket at the wedding dinner with his darling? While shooting Shani Ling, the chief hadn't begun to battle, and Hassan Media, who had heard the news, planned to demand the content. In the play, the offbeat Gigu Zisha quickly stood out for Zhou Yi. In the wake of concentrating on the content cautiously, Zhou additionally turned out to still up in, not set in stone to play Gu Xiong, so he went ahead and for quite a long time. What's more, the chief has likewise seen Zhou Yi. Wei Lai, the overbearing miscreant who played in the youthful Yu, is basically load. Hand over Gu Xiong to Zhou Yi. Furthermore, Zhou additionally satisfied the chief's assumptions. Gu Xiong, the phantom Gu Zisha, played by Gu Xiong, is an eccentric minimal neurotic, yet subsequent to meeting his darling, Xiong has become increasingly wonderful, and needs to get back to the world gander at the sun. Notwithstanding, at the wedding meal, Cao Weaning was killed by the expert's hand. Xiong's eyes changed from bliss to surrender. Each time he saw it, he would break his protections, and he didn't actually try to watch it a subsequent time up. From rouge to grieving apparitions, Chen Zihan presumably took additives. While shooting Mountain and Waterway Request, the chief experienced an extremely irksome issue, or at least, the respectable and exciting grieving phantoms. He truly couldn't track down a reasonable up-and-comer. It isn't so much that I can't find tyrannical, the key is that a particularly qualified entertainer is most certainly not a Mountain and Waterway Request. At the point when the chief was concerned, somebody suggested Chen Zihan. Albeit this sister has never been well known, her acting abilities are incredibly amazing. In addition, Chen Zihan just relies upon whether the content can dazzle her. The compensation is not difficult to arrange. Full stop. So the chief sent a solicitation to Chen Zihan to assume the part of Zisengit. Suddenly, Chen Zihan fell head over heels for this job subsequent to perusing the content. He consented to play with next to no ask for, and his demeanor towards recording was very troublesome and devoted. It required 4 hours to finish the scene where the apparitions of euphoria and grieving show up on the scene. However, luckily, the shooting impact is amazing. When Chen Zihan showed up on the stage, he flabbergasted the crowd, and it was considerably seriously astonishing. This is actually a 46-year-old appearance, which is the very same as in the Rouge time frame. Chen Zihan appears to have truly eaten additives. Do you recall her job?